From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Thank you so much for joining me here for your afternoon update. We've got that warming trend over the next few days. This heat I've been talking about, it's slowly working its way into Northern California. But the bigger heat, that won't be here until Friday and should start to drop those temperatures as we go into the weekend and especially next week. Even a chance for some mountain showers here by Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday of next week as well. Taking a look at your neighborhood forecast at a quick glance, just looking at the daytime highs for today for each of the exclusive 6 neighborhoods here at Weather NorCal. You can see temperatures mainly in the low 90s for the valley, Trinity County around 90, mid to upper 80s in the mountains, and right around 60 for that daytime high for the north coast. Still seeing some clouds out there this afternoon. Now I do expect to see that ridge of high pressure that we saw really build in yesterday start to break down a little bit, and that's why the overall trend is calling for slightly cooler temperatures here in many cases here. But that ridge of high pressure will build back in at the end of the week. That's when the bigger heat moves in. Let's talk about our fire weather risk out there. We're going to start off with the winds. They're going to be picking up again later this afternoon, especially for the north end of the valley, dying down as they typically do in the morning hours, and then we start to see them pick back up again out of the north a little bit. No major wind events are in the forecast as we take you over the next few days, but it does look like we are going to see those a bit of a north breeze here later on this week. That fire weather risk, the yellows are really where we want to try to stay. Green is the best, but especially for this time of the year, once we do start getting into that orange category, that's in the high range for that fire weather risk. We're not going to see that though for today or tomorrow, but as we go into your Friday, the peak of the heat, this is when we could be looking at ourselves getting into that high category, and that is just going to mean that elevated fire weather risk here as we get toward the end of the week. Slight chance for a stray sprinkle or a light shower later this afternoon for Modoc County, especially in eastern Modoc County, but I do think everyone else will remain dry. You can see a lot of the clouds that we're still seeing along the coast. That's going to be hard to burn off here throughout the afternoon today, but there may be some patchy areas of some sunshine for along the coast here this afternoon. Otherwise, I do expect mainly clear skies to start off your Thursday morning, and then by Thursday afternoon, we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies, and then looks like some more fog for your Thursday night into Friday morning for especially Humboldt Bay, but by Friday afternoon, those clouds should dissipate. And again, this is when we really do start to see those temperatures increase, and the peak of the heat wave will be on Friday. Speaking of Friday, also that slight, looks like some of those clouds moving in as well. Now there's a heat advisory for Humboldt County, but only on Friday. Temperatures a little over 100 degrees possibly. Elsewhere, it is a heat advisory for both Friday and Saturday, but I think the hottest temperatures will be on Friday as they start to drop on Saturday. For Trinity County, temperatures more at the upper 90s to just a little over 100 degrees, and for the valley, I'm expecting temperatures maybe in some of the hottest locations upwards of 107, but probably closer to say 103 to 106. Let's take a look at the overall trend that we're seeing here, and the ridge of high pressure that's been over us the last 24 hours is shifting to the east thanks to the cooler air to our west that's riding over that ridge. But by the time we get into Thursday, another ridge of high pressure builds in from the southwest. That's the peak of this heat. You can see that shifts a little bit to the east on Saturday. That's why temperatures will start to drop as some colder air rides to our north on Saturday. That same pocket of cooler air will eventually shift to the south, and by Monday into Tuesday, we really see those temperatures plummet. So from well into the triple digits on Friday to upper 70s, low 80s by Tuesday. Now, this is also when we could see a chance mainly for some mountain showers. Some of the models want to bring in a few showers on Tuesday for the valley, but for now, I'm going to keep the valley dry. Now, it will start to warm up a little bit starting next Wednesday, but still, you can see that pocket of cooler air is still in place. It's not until later next week that we'll see our temperatures climb back up to at least around 90 degrees by, say, Thursday and Friday of next week. But we can clearly see that roller coaster ride of those temperatures that we're seeing over the next 10 days. Let's take a look at your forecast for the rest of the afternoon today. And we did actually see that bit of a delta breeze influence yesterday. I don't think we're going to see that for the south end of the valley. That's why temperatures there will be a bit warmer. But Redding will be more like the low 90s as opposed to the upper 90s we saw yesterday. Now for the mountains, mainly in the 80s, but places like Trinity County could see some 90-degree readings, places like Weaverville and maybe Hayfork. And for the coast, temperatures in the low to maybe even some mid-60s. Tonight we're dropping down to the upper 50s, low 60s for the valley, mainly 50s and some 40s in there for the higher elevations, and right around 50 give or take here for the coast. Let's take a look at that 7-day outlook for the valley, and you can see those temperatures are increasing. Now, again, I've got you up to about 105 to 106 for the valley on Friday. I want to drop those temperatures down even more on Saturday. We'll see. For now, I'm going to keep it as is, but it may even be a little less hot, if you will, on Saturday. The temperatures continue to plummet as we go into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. You'll notice I've included a chance for showers on Tuesday for Trinity County, but don't anticipate much. And then for Monday, Tuesday, Siskiyou, Modoc, and the Eastern Mountains. The better chance of the two for rain on Monday, Tuesday will be Tuesday of next week for the higher elevations. Otherwise, it's warming up as well on Friday. Temperatures plummeting as we go into early next week. That's your afternoon update. I'll be back again at 6 o'clock this evening. Until then, have a great afternoon.
Barr & Mudford is a top established firm here in the North State. Founded over a half-century ago, Barr & Mudford is protecting the rights of our neighbors and community. We take our commitment to our clients very seriously and provide a level of excellence unrivaled in the North State. Barr & Mudford, standing up for the rights of our neighbors and our beautiful community, serving Northern California with excellence.